Tomorrow is International Literacy Day. This morning, we're celebrating a little bit early with an author who might be particularly familiar to our Montreal and Ottawa viewers. Richard Dagenais is a broadcaster turned children's author, and he is in studio this morning along with 6 of his books. It is great to have you in studio this morning. Thanks for being here.
It's a pleasure to be here, Kelsey. Thank you.
Okay, so your newest book is called Gail the Snail, and you dedicate this, and I love this so much, to people who don't judge books by their covers. So where does that come from?
Well, Gail's a snail, and because she's a snail, people might think she's slow, frail, but she's not any of those things, and that's the way a lot of people are too. You never know what you're going to get until you get to know the person, so kind of that was the idea.
I love that a lot.
Gail, she's a skateboarding snail who goes for a sail in a pail with her friend Gail the quail, only to be rescued from a gale by a big whale named Dale.
How many times do you have to practice that to get it right?
Several.
Several. So obviously these are rhyming books. You have a little bit of a Dr. Seuss feel in these books. What was the inspiration and why did you pick rhyming?
Yeah, I loved hearing Dr. Seuss when I was younger. I loved reading Dr. Seuss when I was older. I still love reading Dr. Seuss out loud. I don't know. I've always loved rhyming. When teachers in elementary school would say you can write a composition, you can write a poem, I would always choose to write a poem and I would make it rhyme. And that just was always with me, whether I was writing songs or stories. And then, in university, I wrote a children's story and got my only A++ of my entire academic career for writing the story. But I don't know. I just always loved the sound of words. I guess some people have an ear for language. I'm not sure that that's what it is, but I do have some sort of innate appreciation of language, I guess. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. It is not easy to make words rhyme. As a person who has dabbled in writing my own kids' books,
oh yeah,
it is not easy. I have Rhyme Zone open all the time. So how do you do this? Do you write the rhymes first? Do you write a line and then just make it work?
Like Pam the Lamb, I just sat there and go through the alphabet. A, am, B, bam, bram, blam, C. I just go through the whole thing and then make a list and then sort of weave it into a story. And sometimes that'll take an hour, sometimes 2 hours, sometimes a week. I've got stories on my desktop computer that have been there for years, so it depends.
It's wild. Hey, sometimes the stories just fly out of you, and other times you sit there forever and you look at it and think, I don't know where this is going.
Much easier when they fly out of you.
Yes. And very satisfying when they do.
Yes.
Another one of your stories is Link the Skink, inspired by a real skink. So what is this story?
I don't know whether its name was Link, but I was doing an interview with a fellow who owned a reptile zoo, and he would hand me animals, and he handed me a skink that was a very, very light pink. And I remember standing there going, a pink skink, what would his name be? And I thought maybe his name would be Link, and I set that aside and thought of a whole bunch of other animals, Lowell the Mole, Kate the Skate, Pam the Lamb, Zach the Yak, and started writing those first, and eventually got back to writing Link the Skink. And then I guess that was released last summer, and in the fall I took a drive out to the reptile zoo and saw the fellow who had put the skink in my hand, Link the Skink in my hand, and showed him the book, and he appreciated the story, and he appreciated getting a copy of the book too. So.
Oh, that's very cool. Inspiration comes from the wildest places. You can never anticipate it. Our viewers in Ottawa and Montreal may recognize you best as a broadcaster. They may also know you from your music. What made you then go from those 2 avenues into books, especially children's literature?
I don't know, creating. I love creating, whatever it is, whether it's music, whether it's writing, whether it's a blog, I love creating, I guess.
Well,
that would be the short answer.
We're certainly glad that you have. Where can people find your books?
They are available anywhere in Canada at librairieclio.ca. Librairie is French, Librarie, and Clio, C-L-I-O.
Okay, well, it's great to have you on this morning.
It's a pleasure to be here, Kelsey.
Congratulations on your books.
Thank you.
Coming up. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.